Hello and welcome back to another bonus battle on Bombad Tactics. Recently, we've had a couple battle reports featuring some of the buffed units from the May update, but I was thinking, why not give another shot to some of the units that got some nerfs and see how we feel about them post-nerf. Do they still feel good? Do they not? Let's see. So our first list is the classic Vader. You've seen this a lot at Adepticon, at Worlds, probably many other places. It's just a very strong list. Hask, ISF, and Dark Troopers all took a bit of a hit in the May update, but it was so good before, I imagine it's still probably pretty decent. On the other side of the table, we do have Ewoks, sort of Ewoks. We've got a couple buffed units here. Logray got a small tweak upwards and a huge change for R2 and 3PO, making them very interesting here as a 3-cost secondary. That's enabling us to take a bunch of scouts in this list, so Logray will really have a good time moving everybody around. We're also going to mainly focus on staying in steadfast, I think, with C3PO and R2, which should help, especially someone like Chewie, who's not squishy but can be shoved away easily, give them a little bit more staying power on objectives. Alright, so the Ewoks won the toss, and they're going to be choosing shifting priorities. I ended up taking this side just because, I don't know, felt like it worked better for the movement side of things. You know, this ladder, I was thinking maybe Chewie will be able to dash, come up the ladder, come across. I did find when I was deploying, though, that actually it didn't put me in a great position for the steadfast bubble to start. I do have Angry Churling going for R2 and 3PO, but hopefully we get a way to move them up the board, which I guess would be, you know, like an early layout or something. And then on the other side, I put Vader down here. Just I felt like it was going to be an easier time for him to get up here. You know, dash, hit the ladder, advance, attack here, or maybe advance, dash, come and attack here. I tried to get the ISF up far enough, but they're not able to dash across. That's kind of why I put the Rebels over here, because I do have the Rebel Commandos in range where they could dash and get onto the objective at the correct level, which is quite handy. So we've got ingress points here, here, going across a few levels, here, here, and then here going across a few levels. So on these wide ones, no ingress, but you can kind of access it from the sides. So we'll see how that works out. Neither of these teams is like super vertical. I guess the Pathfinders. So yeah, we should be able to get up here. Okay. We also have, you know, advances, dash, you know, maybe advance across, something like that. So without further ado, let's get started. We've got locate the assets. So zig. What can the Ewoks do to start off? Leia. Well, very nice. I think, as much as it would be nice to try to get someone up the board, they might just get blown up. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to get R2 and 3PO moving. Let's see, if we can come up to, say, here, if we can move up to there, then we could give someone here steadfast, someone there steadfast. That's very nice. So yeah, we're just going to move them up there. Yep. And then Leia is going to advance. Sure, we'll pay 1 for the defensive maneuver. Why not? Because I think we might be able to get an attack off, actually, on these ISF, who've so kindly moved up for us. And we want to get her central anyway for her coordinated fire exposed bubble. Now, Leia is only a range 4 gun. Yeah, because we were aggressive with the ISF, we do have a shot. So maybe a little bit of a mistake there. Let's see, 7 dice into, yeah, let's go into, if we get the right amount of shoves, do we have range on this guy? No, we do not, because otherwise we could, I mean, if we put her there, we might have range, but then I don't think we have the angle, so yeah, we'll just go there. That's fine. Oh, no! 3 expertise is not what you want to see with her. So that's going to be just 1 crit, 1 hit, and a reposition. Not a good attack roll. Crit hit reposition. They're blocking, well, they block 5, so hits wouldn't have done much anyway. So that's just going to be 2 damage. Leia does get a reposition. I think maybe let's just clear up some space on the ladder and be a little bit annoying. So we're going to bring Leia up this way. That does keep her still well within the steadfast bubble. Though I don't love taking the midpoint first, but because we're steadfast, hopefully it will be okay. So we could have taken more objectives. We're just going to take 2 for the time being, and Empire takes 1. And of course, we'll remember to actually spend the force for Leia's defensive maneuver and give her the hunker. And we'll stay in our range stance, I think, because there's a lot of guns over here. Okay, can we make Leia pay? Yeah, maybe. It's Iden. So we'll start with some mass dashes. So we've got all of our ISF within range 4, so we'll move that guy up there. We'll move Hask up here, which does that get him into range 1? Ooh, it's close. We'll say it does. We'll say that we do want to keep him kind of central, so we'll put him there so that we at least have a body protecting our objective. And then this guy will advance, or not advance, but dash and hit the ladder. Is this a little aggressive with the ISF? Yes. Yes, it is. But you know what? We're going for everything. We're going for broke here. We're going to spend 1 on Iden to dash, get her focus. Then we're going to spend another, because we're going all out, to knock the Leia. We already knocked the hunker off Leia. But yeah, we'll still pay 1 to expose Leia. And then we'll shoot her. So I'd flip to burst fire. We're going to shoot Leia with 9 dice. See if we can get a wound and really make that coordinated fire expensive. That is a lot of expertise. So we're getting 2 crits, 2 hits, and turn off a block. 2/2, turn off a block. Leia does get 6 plus 1 from Log Race, so we're rolling 7. So she gets 2 natties, but one of them gets turned off. So 1 block, 3 down the tree for Iden isn't going to get us the kill, unfortunately, so I don't think there's a world where we're going and stealing that objective. We'll do 5 damage and a pin on Leia there. This is still going to be a pretty good turn for us because Iden still has a move action left. Can she get... No, I was wondering if I could get to this ladder and body block. So we're just going to go up this ladder. There is enough space here for us, so that's good. We'll flip that, and we will take control of this, and that's 3 points. When you can open with 3 on shifting, that's pretty good, especially because now the rebels only control 1 objective. Okay, R2 and 3PO, the Chads of the Rebellion. Okay, let's see here. So what I would like to do is, not knock that guy over. I'd like to see if I'm in range of this lady. Ooh, yes, I could be. Perfect, because it is range 4 if I'm correct, right? Ewok supporting character within range 4. Perfect. So yeah, they're going to start with an advance. Watch and learn, folks. Watch and learn. Boom. So that's going to get them in 4. Then I'm going to use a free brilliant oration, and we're going to tell this this rebel commando to dash. Yippee. And then we're going to do a 5 dice attack with R2 and 3PO. Let's do that against, let's do that against these guys, because then we can expose Iden. I'm just going for shoves. I'm not going for damage anyway, right? So 5 dice attack into the ISF. That's a crit and 3 hits, so we should get a shove through. Crit and 3 hits. They're blocking 2, so 2 get through. We're getting the double shove, baby. That's going to be 1 damage, 2 shoves. So they're up to 3. Let's shove this guy like this. And then shove again like this. And you know what? We will follow up one of those. Bonk. And then we will, for our second action, because we've done the advance, now second action, we're going to attack Iden and use coordinated fire expose from Leia. Yeah, maybe I should have done some healing instead of the 5 dice attack, because healing Leia would actually have been a pretty good move. I could switch into against my programming and potentially get a lot of heals, but nah. I want to keep a steadfast bubble going. So yeah, let's attack Iden. 2 crits, 2 hits. Exposed Iden does what? She blocks the 2 hits. So 2 crits get through. That's going to be a damage and 2 shoves into Iden. So 1 shove and 2 shoves. All right. Look at that. As I say, the Chads of the Rebellion. Flip, flip. Score 3. Both sides get a momentum, but I like what we're doing with the Rebels. What can the Empire do in response? Dark Troopers. Well, we can definitely get someone up there. We could maybe even dive that objective, which doesn't seem bad. Okay, let's give it a shot. I think I can live with Dark Troopers right now, because again, we might be able to get a wound on Leia. So this guy's going to come up here. This guy's going to come up here. So the good thing is Leia is within 5 of Haas, so I will get to change a fail to a hit. So let's start with the guy in front, shooting Leia. 6 dice. That is a great roll. We're looking at 5 hits and a crit, so 6 results. She does get to roll 7 dice. Well, she's not exposed, so all those expertise, she's going to turn off a crit and then block 2. So I think I said 5 hits and a crit because it was 6 results. So I'm turning off 3 things. And even her defensive expertise gets worse. This is what always annoys me about Leia. Okay. Not that it really matters in this particular stage. But 3 are still going to get through, and then she's going to get a reposition. Is 3 enough to wound her? She has 10 health. We can do 5 damage to her. So 5 damage and a jump. That will wound her. I think I said it was this back guy who was attacking. So he's going to come up here. Is he going to have the distance? Well, he will, because we've got Iden trigger now. So range 4 will give a strain to R2 and 3PO. Not going to be super useful, but it'll be something. And then we will come down this way. Alrighty. This other guy, I can't shoot R2 and 3PO because they're within range 3 of an Ewok themselves. So I have no one to shoot at. I could shoot at Leia if I want to try to put some conditions on her. So sure, why not? Let's give it a shot. Okay, now I will remember to turn this fail to a hit, and we're looking at 3 crits and 3 hits. She is going to turn 1 of the 3 crits down to a hit and then block all the hits. So 2 get through. We'll do... we can't do 2 damage, but we can shove. Well, we can't. She's steadfast. We could follow up the shove, but we don't want to. So... Oh, I also got a heal with the Iden trigger, so I'm going to heal 1 off of the ISF at the same time. But then we're going to pay 1 force. We're going to jump this guy up here, and we're going to jump this guy up here. So that's good. So that's what you want to be doing. We're keeping the 3-3 alive. Boom, boom. Score 3 for the Empire. The Rebels need to score 4 to get out of this funk, or force a turn where the Empire only scores 2. Okay, Commandos. They are not in a great position to score 4 because I would need to move them both onto new objectives. I mean, I don't have to score 4 immediately. One thing I do like to do is wound ISF before they activate. That can be a great fun time if you can make it work. I don't think I want to pay to reserve, so let's just pay the force. We're going to dash. That guy will dash like this. This guy will dash like this. And then we will shoot. So we need 6 damage. That would require a full tree. Do I want to get aggressive and pay for the expose? Because if I kill this guy, then that opens up a yeah, because I think, well, whatever happens, I need to shoot Hask. So let's just do a normal attack, and then maybe we expose Hask, because I think he kind of needs to... Oh, wait. No, I messed this up. I messed this up badly. Okay, we'll do the expose here, because I shouldn't have gone with these guys. Because I don't have the bodies to... Yeah, this guy needs to come back over... Oh, well, I do have an advance, right? I do have an advance. If this guy gets the shove, this guy can advance and tie the ISF. So not ideal. I kind of, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll just do a shot here with 8 dice then. That's good. That's very good. We've got 6 hits and a crit. 6 hits and a crit. They're rolling 5. Ooh, would have been a good expose, because now they're blocking 3. So we had 7. They block 3, so we're getting 4. So we're going to do pin, shove, disarm, reposition, and a total of 5 damage. So that reposition is really nice. That does help us quite a bit. We will knock this guy back and then reposition. So now this guy can do like a climb or something instead of... So we're staying out of engagement with that ISF. So this guy could advance. This guy could climb. And then, yeah, let's go for it, because we might get some force regen later with Logray anyway. Boom! Spend 1 for Leia to expose Hask, and we'll toss 8 dice. That's a less good roll, but 5 hits and a crit is still not bad. 5 hits and a crit, so we're looking at 6 results. That's a good time to block his, to expose him. So he only gets 2 blocks, so 4 down the tree again. So we'll see where this first shove gets us, but I think we're going to need a second one. So, yeah. So we'll just go off there. We won't follow up. And then we'll do another shove down to there. And that's only going to be, as a result, 3 damage, a pin, and we get 2 heals that are not doing anything. So we are going to do a move action next. We'll come up here. Maybe we'll just go with that. I was thinking maybe I block the ladder, but I don't think I really can there. And then this guy will climb up. And that'll be that. So we're only going to score 3 this round, but could be worse. Could be worse. We're not in do or die mode quite yet. Oh, look, it's Hask. So here's the problem. I don't know if I can one-shot these guys, and because they are steadfast, thanks to 3PO, yeah, because I was trying to keep him in 5. I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely have 5, and I do just barely. Good. Yeah, that was the intention. So I am steadfast. Hask will not... I mean, technically, I could one-shot them, but it will be difficult. I think it might be easier for Hask. Oh, but he's pinned. He is pinned. If I go up, so I will lose the pin, and then I will advance and hopefully have range 1, but that will be very tight, and then just punch R2-3PO off. But that will be tricky. And if I fail, then that's bad. Steadfast. A big range 5 steadfast bubble is pretty good. I could also, if I go with Hask, I can use Long Live the Empire to bring a friend up. But then I kill the... Oh no, the ISF are also wounded, so that wouldn't actually help anything really. I could Long Live the Empire to bring a Dark over here just so I keep scoring 3. I wouldn't feel great about it. I still have a lot of activations left. I have been burning hot on Force. Alright, let's... It costs 1 to reserve him, so we might as well just try to do covert operations. So, end this movement. And I don't actually end the movement. So I pay 1 for covert ops, but I never actually move, so I don't get the focus. And then we're going to come this way. No, that's going to be short, I think. That's going to be short. No, way short. Ooh, my apologies for being bad, so bad at visualizing things. Well, I guess we'll take a shot and hope. 7 dice into this guy. Because again, we can't shoot R2 and 3PO. That is decent. That's 4 hits, 2 crits, and a damage. 4 hits, 2 crits, and a damage. So 6. So, and then 6. So base 5 dice for the commandos. +1 for Hunker, +1 for terrain cover, +1 for Logray. They are going to, oh boy, they're going to block all 4 hits, and they're going to get enough expertise for the reposition. So 2 down the tree, plus an extra damage from Hask. The shoves aren't going to do much, especially into a reposition, so we'll just do 5 damage. Try to get these guys wounded. And then the Rebel Commandos do get the opportunity for a reposition. Let's let's see. Let's come here maybe and just try to body block. So if they try to, oops. Yeah, so they can't really come up the ladder and steal. And that's only going to be 2 for the Empire. That could be a swing point there because now we're out of the 3-3. And it's a Shatterpoint. Ooh, do I go for broke? And for context, going for broke is Logray attempting to wound the Dark Troopers or something. That would be fun. Though it would also probably be good to just try to get these guys wounded, because right now, if they could wound Rebel Commandos and just take this point, and get like a big swing that way. I think we will go with Logray. So he's going to start by dashing a whole bunch of scouts. So both the commandos are honestly pretty happy where they are. Leia gets to heal her pin, get a hunker, but then she could move, but she's pretty happy where she is. The Pathfinder, so Chewie and the Pathfinders are the big ones. So we're going to tell Chewie to come this way. We're going to have one of these Pathfinders turn the dash into an advance. Ooh, if I advance up this ladder, I would be in dash range to come over here. Though, of course, I could just advance and then climb, too. But, no, let's do this. So, they'll advance and hit the ladder. Going max distance. Oh, right, there was a reason I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. Okay, so then, oops, this guy's going to climb over like this. Okay, spending a force for Elder's command, and that's going to tell an Ewok within 4 to dash and make an attack. So this lady's going to dash here and then punch this Dark Trooper. 5 dice. They are less good at punching, but we'll see how this goes. Ooh, triple crit and a hit. Dark Troopers can't do anything about crits now. So with 3 crits, that's actually fantastic. That's going to be 3 damage down to 2, and we get a shove. So I was trying to think if I could get Logray in there to like shoot that guy and then end here, but we don't need to worry about shooting this guy because he's getting shoved away by our trusty Pathfinder. Boom, and she will follow up. So she'll follow up like that, which should put her, yeah. So one of the reasons I was trying to go for Hask here too was to shove 3PO back and kind of make this bubble worse, because right now this bubble's really strong. Alrighty, so then first action, well, for real this time, Logray is going to shoot this Dark Trooper here. So that's 7 dice. So that's going to be a crit and 3 hits. Yeah, crit and 3 hits. This Dark Trooper blocks 2 of the hits, so 2 getting down the tree. That's going to be 2 damage down to 1, plus a strain. That's good, because Dark Troopers now might not want to use coordinated fire strain. And then we also get a shove there, which is quite handy. So we're going to shove this guy down here, follow up, and then, so see what we didn't do? We said we wanted to maybe kill those guys. We didn't, but hey, we're going to score 5 points. So I think life is okay. Okay, so we're going to just, second action, climb. We're not going to worry about trying to, pay force to dash and hunker or anything like that. We're just going to climb up there. So 2 to 0 here, 1 to 0 here, flip, flip. 5 big points for the rebels. Wow, look at that. Would you look at that? Shatterpoint for the Imperials. Is this where we go with Vader and just try to start murdering? Because is this Dark Trooper currently in or out of range? It's currently out of range. Because if he was in range, then there's a world maybe where like we dash this guy, Vader gets over here, and we flip these 2 points if we get a kill. My force is not feeling great if I reserve this Shatterpoint. Here's a thing, actually. The Rebels have already gone with Leia, 3PO, and the Rebel Commandos, and the Shatterpoint. So, ooh, I didn't think about this. So this whole half of the table has already gone. So you know what I'm going to do with the Shatterpoint? I'm just going to go with Miss Iden over here. She's going to tell Hask, he's not engaged, so she's going to tell him to do a dash, hit the ladder. Then she's going to tell one of these ISF to do a dash. I think she has range on both of them. Yeah, yeah. So let's see. This one's going to retreat a little bit just to keep them alive. And then that guy shakes the pin. So that guy shakes the pin. The other guy dashes. Then Iden gets to do a dash. She's actually not bad at punching. You know, if I do this, then I get a focus. Oh, but I'm going to shoot anyway. Yeah, so she'll just come like this. Then I'm going to shoot and then I'll climb. So shoot at this Rebel Commando with 7 dice. And the good thing about this is I don't use any force. Ooh, that's a lot of expertise. 5 expertise. So we're doing 2 crits, 2 hits, turn off a block. And once again, 8 big defense dice from the Rebel Commandos. So turn off a block, but they're still blocking 3, so only 2 crits getting through, but that's enough. They will get a reposition, so she's going to do 3 damage and a pin. That will wound them, and then they'll shake the pin immediately with that reposition. And then Iden is going to... Oh, I didn't think about this. Here, we'll say I think I had the distance. I could have put myself in range 2 of this ISF. So let's say I did that. So I'm going to remember to do this in the proper order of operations. I will give, I guess, a disarm to R2 and 3PO. Then I'm going to heal a damage off the ISF. Then I'm going to get a dash, which doesn't do a lot for me. I try to dash up the ladder, I guess, but that's out of range. So then she's just going to move into range, so she'll come over like this. Alrighty, so we flip this, score only 2, but we will get a momentum. And as I say, the good thing is that the Rebels are... It's going to be hard for the Rebels to flip these objectives, given what they've already gone with. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, the Rebels, it's them. Pathfinders. Is there a world where this Pathfinder kills this guy and then gets over here to secure the objective? We'd pay a force for defensive maneuver. We get a kill, then maybe we get law grade dash, and then we can advance. Yeah, let's try it. I mean, it's worth a shot. So we're going to pay 1 force. We're going to do a defensive maneuver. So I just have to make sure I stay out of engagement with this Dark Trooper down here, and out of engagement with Hask up here. So, we're going to go like this. Yep. And then this one will, this guy's going to come back this way. Because if we do get the dash 50-50, then I'll be able to advance there. So I get my hunker. And then this one will shoot the ISF. If I really wanted to try to guarantee this, I could pay for the expose. But I'm running low on force, so I won't. So I'm just going to 6 dice attack into here. Ah, we're good. 2 crits, 3 hits. And they block all the hits, but 2 crits are getting through. That's going to be 3 damage into the ISF. That's a wound. And then we are rolling for Logray, baby. Let's take our momentum. Boom. Roll for Logray. Expertise, I think that's the one we want. Each character in the attacking unit may dash. Heck yeah. And because we're Pathfinders, we turn this dash into a reposition. What? So that one's going to go there. This one's going to come up here, staying again out of engagement with the Dark Trooper. And then this guy will shoot the Dark Trooper, I guess. So 6 dice into the Dark Trooper. That is 7 dice I rolled, which is unfortunate because that was going to be 7 hits. Or 8 hits. That's much worse. 3 hits and a crit, though. 3 hits and a crit. The Dark Trooper is blocking all the hits, so just a crit. So 2 damage down to 1. Not bad, because now the Darks really cannot dash or use coordinated fire because the strain will kill them. And then second action, because I haven't actually done my second action, I'm going to climb with this guy. And I'm going to put him back here because I want to try and stay hopefully far away from Vader. Boom. Oh, but I don't want to engage. I have to be careful. I actually don't want to engage this Dark Trooper over here. So fine, whatever. I think Vader will get to me whatever happens. So that one will go up there. She will not have range to climb. So we're just going to advance like this. Okay. And there we go. The 50-50 was in our favor. Logray helped us out. We're going to score. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we will flip that. And that's the end of Struggle 1. Alrighty. See you again now in Struggle 2. So we're back, and we're going to need a new exit. That's great for the Empire, because I think this is one of the more lopsided ones, and I didn't put Chewie on the objective, so the rebels will not start controlling it. So that's pretty good. Let's see what the double is. Fail, so that's going to be back here. No complaints. This would be a great time to draw Stormtrooper Sergeant. Well, that's not Stormtrooper Sergeant. I mean, we can... I don't think these guys are worth reserving, so I'm just worried that I'm going to bring them back. They're going to get wounded again, but that's kind of what can happen with ISF. Even against people who know what they're doing, it still happens, because I am not an Empire main, that's for sure. Let's just... This objective doesn't come up too much because this stuff is mostly what's gone. I'm worried if I sit here and prep for the next struggle, Chewie could just come and shoot me. So I am going to retreat a little bit, live to fight another day. We'll come back this way. This one will come over this way. And then we're going to take some shots at Pathfinders, see if we can maybe force a wound. So... 6 dice. We'll go into this one first. That's 2 crits, 2 hits. The Pathfinders have 4 natively at range, plus 1 for Hunker. I don't think they have terrain cover in this instance, but we'll have 1 for Logray. So yeah, they'll block all the hits. So 2 crits get through, 2 damage, pin. Pathfinders are immune to pin. So just the 2 damage. Now, second shot. That's great. That's 3 crits and a hit. Now we do have terrain cover, so rolling 7. And that's going to be enough for a defensive reposition, I think. Yep. 3 crits, though. So we could do, they're still immune to pin. We could do 4 damage, or we could do 3 in a strain. We're going to do 3 damage in a strain. So I don't think we're going to do that defensive reposition because that would wound the Pathfinders. And we don't really want to do that. So Empire will take control of 2 objectives, and they're going to score 3. Where's the double going? It's going to expertise, which is back here. That's not great, so I think the Rebels might just kind of phone it in here for this struggle. We'll see. Logray. Well, all my scouts are dead. That's fine. So this objective is not going to come up next round, so we can abandon it. We know we've got Chewie coming up, who doesn't really need Force. He doesn't not like Force, though. So he's going to come this way. Let's see, and we know we've got Darth Vader and Storm Sergeant coming up for the Empire. Do we even want to score a point right now with Chewie? You know what? We know Chewie's coming next, so let's just not... I want to lose this struggle quickly. So let's just... Chewie will move this way. The Pathfinders won't move. The Rebel Commandos will, I guess. I'm just going to move them to get a little bit more... central, so depending what happens next round, I kind of hopefully won't have to spend as much force to get them where I want to get them. So they're going to go like that. Leia, again, she's pretty happy where she is. Of course, she's not actually hunkered right now. And then Logray is just going to... I could pay to dash, but Chewie would prefer that force. Because let's see, I could go after, or it might be better to pay to heal up some Rebel Pathfinders. Though I feel like they're just going to die to Vader anyway. I forgot to move the priority token. I believe it was there for this turn. Here's the thing. I could try to kill Dark Troopers this turn, but they're not much of a threat right now. I guess unless Vader could heal them with his ability, but if he does that next turn, I think instead we're going to try to get Hask out of there. I was thinking for a second to maybe take out the Dark Troopers, but we're going to take care of Hask instead, or try to take care of Hask instead. We'll see how it goes. So Logray will advance. Again, we could pay for it. No, we're not going to. We're just going to an advance turned into a dash, of course. 7 dice into Hask. Now, we will say we paid for the focus, because that will give Logray the ability to climb back up there. So, boom. So we focus, so that's going to be 8 dice. Ooh, roll that. So a crit and 4 hits into Hask. Hask is blocking 3 with a heal. So 2 down the tree is going to be 2 damage, shove, strain. Hask is going to heal that strain. Do the shove to move Hasky Boy away. So, whoop. Is there? Yeah, there's space there. We'll follow up. And then we're going to... Actually, what Logray's going to do, we're going to advance him, because we said we paid for the focus. That will hit the ladder and come up... Oh, darn. I was thinking, oh, I'll hit the ladder and I'll come up here, and then Vader won't be able to get up here, but he will. He will. So, Logray will sit there, and just in case Vader gets any funny ideas, we will switch over to our stance that's a bit better for melee defense. Because if Logray dies, I start not getting free defensive dice. Score 0, get a momentum, and that's it. What's the double going to be? It's fail, so it's here. Storm Sergeant. So, do I want to move any ISF around? I would put a damage on them, but then I could heal that damage back. So the big question is healing Hask versus healing ISF. I think because of how useful this objective can be in the last round, I think I will move some ISF. I'd like to put a guy up there, but that's going to block Vader. So we're going to keep that lane open. This guy is just going to... Oops, no, we don't want to go to that Iden's objective. Nothing's going to happen there. This ISF will come here, engage the Rebel Pathfinder to knock their hunker off, and then this guy will advance to make sure he gets range 2 on Hask. And then, do we have range 5 on a Pathfinder? We do. So we could try to kill the Pathfinders, or we could go after Logray. Because this guy pins easily, and because we might want to have an easy kill available for Vader, I think I'm just going to go after Logray. So shoot 6 dice at Logray. Not terrible. 2 crits, a hit, and a pin. Logray gets to roll 6 because he's in his melee stance, but +1. I will turn off a crit and block 2 hits. So 1 crit and the pin get through. So that's 1 damage, a pin, and then healing 1 off Hask. And then I know that I've got Vader coming next, who is going to be fine on force. So actually, last turn, I could have just spent both my force on the ISF. Oh well. We will pay 1 for Imperial Firepower. And who's someone within range 4 of 2 people? Because Chewie is, Chewie is, and since, okay, I think that just got knocked a little. Since Chewie is about to go, we will pay a force and give Chewie a disarm. Yeah, we'll give him a disarm. Okay. And then we'll score our 3. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. Roll the double. The double is going to be back here again. Okay, what's it going to be for the Rebels? Hey, look, it's Chewie. Alright. Does Chewie go after a Dark Trooper now, or does he go after Hask? Chewie does have to dash towards a primary, and they're both there. Which isn't... I kind of want to end Chewie over here so that he can just, heal up and stuff. Well, I guess I'm probably not going to have an action left anyway. That's the thing. So, towards Leia, we're going to do something like... Oh, but... he could heal himself. Yeah, he gets to heal himself on the tactic if I end within 3. Perfect. So, actually, I'm going to choose... I forget that they get the hunker too. So I'm going to go as far as I can this way. I'm going to go towards Logray, because I'd rather give Logray a hunker right now, of course, since he's, about to go. Chewie will stay like that so that he can still see Hask. So because I'm within 3 of the character, Logray is going to gain a hunker. Chewie is going to heal, so he's no longer disarmed. And then we're going to toss 7 dice at Monsieur Hask. Or not 7 dice, just 6. So maybe I should have moved into melee. Screw it. Yeah, let's be nice. I always forget that Chewie is actually technically better in melee than in range. He's just so good at range. So yeah, we will melee Hask. That's fine. And we'll do 7 dice. So that's going to be 2 crits and 3 hits. Okay. 2 crits and 3 hits. Let's see what Hask can do. Hask is going to block all the hits, and he's going to get a heal. So 2 crits from Chewie. We'll do 2 damage, shove, expose. I was hoping there was a world where I get the wound, and then that opens up a force, potentially, for Chewie to be able to go and kill Dark Troopers. But that was probably a pipe dream. And then Hask is going to heal the expose. So we will shove our boy Hask. Do we have the angle? Yeah, I think we do. We'll shove him like that. Chewie will not follow up because then I'll be engaged and I won't be able to climb. Then Chewie's going to climb. Chewie's not too scared of Vader. Chewie has a buttload of health. And now I have a body on this objective in case that turns out to be useful. I'm going to score 0 again. So no matter where this double goes, it's fail, once again, right there. The Empire will win the struggle. So it is Vader. He gets a force refresh. Now, I do want to get a kill here, I think, because if I don't get a kill, then the Rebels get to start next struggle knowing that Vader's coming, and they can play around that and probably get too much tempo for my liking. So we'll go for the kill. Vader's going to pay 1 for anger, hate, aggression, and he's going to try and dash towards this ladder. Yeah, that's definitely range 1. He's going to come up here. And then he's going to advance. And then he's going to punch this this Pathfinder in the face with 8, 11 dice. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits and a crit. Oh, yeah. All right, 8 results. Yeah, the Pathfinder will be fine, right? They're rolling 6 thanks to Logray. They get to block 4. 4 of the 8, so 4 down the tree for Vader. We're going to do, they're already strained, so it's going to be 7 damage and a disarm, because I don't think I really need the jump. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. They are going to become wounded, so we'll get a momentum for that. We're going to, we had some fails. So we are going to become exposed, but then we're going to get the Iden triggers. So Vader is going to heal the strain off this Dark Trooper. Oh, first he gets to pass along a disarm or a strain onto someone within 4. So let's give Logray a disarm. So we're really making it so Logray might have a bad turn coming up. That's the idea here. I disarm on Logray, then we heal the strain on the Dark Trooper. Then we can tell someone to dash. Maybe we tell this ISF. Remembering now I could have moved this ISF earlier on the Storm Sergeant turn, but I guess, yeah, I didn't want to block Vader there. They might get range 1, and that would secure this objective a bit better, or we could dash a guy there. I think we'll try to see if this will work. So dash, no, just a little short. Okay, well, we tried, and then Vader himself gets to dash from Iden, so we will go here. We'll score our 3, and that'll be the struggle. So see you again in struggle 3. Alrighty. So we got hack the security network, so the line, and either way, the rebels are going to secure the middle. The Empire would control one objective, and the other objective would start neutral. So I went with this one partly, I think it's going to be easier to knock the Storm Sergeant away than Vader. And I think it's just easier for my guys to get to. So this is where we're getting punished a little bit for how we tossed the last struggle, because we don't have a body here to secure it already. But I think a quicker game is better for the Rebels, because the longer the attrition goes, the Empire is going to be favored on that. So we don't want to play a long attrition game against the Empire. So let's roll the double. The double is expertise. Okay, so we really want to get someone over there. Are we going to be able to? Let's find out. Logray. So here's what we could do with Logray. If we activate him, we would use R2 and 3PO to pull a condition off him. Probably pull off the disarm. Probably pull off the disarm. Then we would do stealthy approach to get rid of our pin, then do an advance, try to punch this Storm Sergeant away. That doesn't seem bad. We'd get to move. The problem is, we don't have many scouts who are alive right now. So we could do better. We could also do a lot worse. I'd be scared. Basically, the only person I wouldn't want to draw is R2 and 3PO. So you know what? Let's save Logray, because I think we're going to have... I think we're going to have a better turn with someone else, though he could start moving people into position, which could be very handy. But no, let's save him. Rebel Commandos. I'm good with that. That's actually that's very nice. So we're gonna wake up the Commandos. Okay, so let's start by do we want to pay force? I don't think so, because we can do what we need to do without force. Oh, well, can we actually? We are engaged over here. Congratulations. So if we dash because of engagement, we can probably still have a useful angle. So yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we're just going to move action, save some force, because we've already... I don't know about that angle, actually. This guy move action. I don't like that angle now that I see it, and because I had to go around here, I don't have range on a Death Trooper. Okay, or Dark Trooper. So we are going to pay 2, and that'll give us our dash and focus. So this guy's going to dash up here. This guy's going to dash around to there to get a better angle. All right, they get a hunker. We'll see if that lasts. And off we go. 8 dice. Let's start with the important shot into the Storm Sergeant. If I really want to, I could even pay... I could pay for an expose, because I'm not going to get that expose on the Dark Trooper. No, I think 8 dice should be enough to get a single shove. Famous last words, but let's see. I'm really thinking about it. No, I'm just going to trust that 8 dice is enough. Yeah, that's going to be 6 hits, 2 crits. So 8 for 8. And it would have been a great time for an expose. He's going to block 3. But hey, we still get a full tree because 5 is all we can do. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Ooh, baby. With a pin, shove, disarm. That's good. That's very good. We're also going to get a heal. That's not super useful. We will get a reposition, which is more useful. So we're going to shove this way. We're going to follow up the shove, but not really. We're just going to come and touch the objective, so it's really hard to shove us away. Thank you, R2-3PO. Here, we'll come up to the other side. Just in case R2 and 3PO get shoved backwards, I want to hopefully still be in the bubble. Okay, so that's really good. So that guy did his thing. And of course, as I said, nothing to heal. This guy is just going to shoot a Dark Trooper with 8 dice. That is a worse roll. But I will get a single crit and then 4 hits. So I could get something through. They're blocking 2 out of my 5. So I get 3 down the tree. That's good. 3 down the tree. I'll do 3 damage down to 2. They ignore the pin, but they will take a disarm. So they are still kicking. They are on 1 health, these Dark Troopers, which isn't terrible. 1 health and disarmed. I am worried maybe a Long Live the Empire. I don't know. We'll see. But whatever happens, we scored 1, 2, 3 objectives, 4 points for the Rebels. Good start to the round. The double is going to stay on expertise. And hey, speak of the devil, Dark Troopers. Okay, so they could come and try to kill the Rebel Commandos, essentially. Because, yeah, that's what they'd have to do. Because the Dark Troopers cannot triple shove. And all these commandos are currently steadfast. I'd have to pay 1 to jump, because I am also disarmed, and I'd like to engage them in melee. Ugh. Wounding them isn't terrible. Like, Dark Troopers are still good at doing damage in melee. But, if I'm taking an action to heal... So my other worry is I activate Dark Troopers, I somehow flip 2 objectives, and then I immediately get the Dark Troopers killed, and the Republic scores 4 more. So I think it's actually the move to reserve. A lot of the other Imperial stuff can come get me the double at least. Shatterpoint. Okay, now we're cooking, maybe. Now this is where I feel silly for engaging this one, because Iden can't dash this ISF anymore. Is this a world where I Shatterpoint the Storm Sergeant? That would seem crazy. Or does Vader just come nuke this guy, and then I do a Vader dash? Yeah, I think that's the play. So we'll go with Vader. We refresh that force. We spend that force. We come down here with our dash. Then we're going to. I don't even know if the Vader dash is going to quite get us there. I think it will. So it'll be very, very tight. We might be able to use range 1 from there and get cheat out a little extra distance. It'll be close, but I think it's still the best play. Take off some bodies, because again, if these guys are alive and then Logray gets to go next turn, I could see that being very oops, actually I want to go this way. Very very bad for us. Okay, Vader, we need you to not whiff. Come on, baby. Don't whiff. So that's going to be 11 dice. Let's go into this guy. They're obviously not hunkered anymore. I saw a lot of crits out of the corner of my eye. Okay, so 11 for 11 on Vader. That is not a... Actually, 12 out of 11, because he gets 2 results, or 3 results on 2 expertise. So they'll roll 5 dice, but he's getting 12 things. They will get their reposition when they're dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with a strain and a disarm. They're not going to care about the strain, which means they're just going to take the disarm off when they activate. So I'll take the jump instead for Vader. A jump and then a shove. Well, the shove is going to be pointless. We're going to get our momentum, though. What does the jump do for me? It could get me into range to heal somebody. So I think that's useful. We're going to jump up here. Ooh, could we go... Yeah, we're going to go a little further. We're going to go up to here, because then we can... Oh, but... Nah, Chewie's good at healing his disarm. So I don't care as much about disarming Chewie. So we're going to then... We had no fails, so we don't re-expose ourselves. That should have come off when he activated. We're going to give out... Logray already has a disarm, so I guess let's just give him a strain too while we're at it. So he's nice and soft when he does activate. Then we're going to heal somebody. And then Vader will get to dash again. So we're going to heal the pin off of Storm Sergeant. Then Vader's going to dash again just to be really secure on this objective. Before I forget, I am going to flip after. But technically we're still resolving this. So I think I'm going to get more distance. Yeah, a little more distance if I go down the ingress. So on the Vader dash, see, this is where it's bad that we didn't kill those Dark Troopers. Oh, I'm going to pick this guy up. So I'm going to try to be very precise here, because this is very important. Oh! Less than a millimeter short. Oh, darn. That's close. Dang. Dang. Okay. Well, just 2 points for the Empire then. 1, 2. Then we flip. They get a momentum. Okay. Okay, we needed that. Let's see. What can Logray do? He could try to go and shoot Vader and get a double shove. Logray, I think he double shoves on 3, but Vader is in his better defensive stance. Let's roll the double. Let's roll the double. The double's block. Oh, we are getting lucky here, because that is the double, which we still control. So what do we not want to have happen? Is there anyone worse than Logray right now? Chewie's probably better at double shoving, or about the same as Logray. Yeah, about the same as Logray. Pathfinders can body the objective, kind of. Getting there might be a little tough, actually. Um, and expensive, but we could do it. Then, what else? What are our other options? R2-3PO, they could get there, and then they're okay at double shoving. Leia's not very good at double shoving, so we probably don't want to draw Leia. Right now we have two bodies up here, so moving Logray off there is a little counterproductive, leaves us a little bit vulnerable. But we might draw 3PO anyway. The good thing about Logray is he can just move a whole bunch of people. Oh, and we can move Chewie, actually. So, yeah, I think Logray's the move. We're going to activate him at the start of activation, so tactics first. So he's going to tell a bunch of scouts to dash. Oh, and I forgot the reposition. This guy got a reposition, but whatever. We're happy with where he is. Actually, no, we probably should have repositioned him. Yeah, get him away. But now we can dash him, so we'll say we just dash him that way anyways. Oops. We'll dash up to here. Actually, no, we'll say we dash up here. No, that's fine. Trying to keep them unengaged, right? That's the idea. Just so if and when I have to feel like I activate them again, they have more movement options. This one is going to dash. This one is going to dash. Yeah, let's stay engaged so that if and when Iden gets drawn, there's a little less she can do. So I've dashed a bunch of people. All right, so now we do start of activation triggers. So R2 and 3PO are going to trigger their strain because they use a reactive. R2, I'm not sure this is a good idea. Ooh, for any number of conditions. Oh, so I'm going to remove. Do I remove all three and take 2 extra damage? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Well, the only one I could see is maybe don't remove the pin because I can spend 1, then I can dash, or you know. Is Logray currently within 4? Let's do this legally. He is currently within 4 of Vader. So I could just do that and then advance. Yeah, I'm going to remove all the conditions. So I take 2 extra damage on R2 and 3PO. And then Logray is going to start by, he had range 4 on Vader. So we're going to pay a force to expose Vader while we attack him. So 7, flipping back to our Wisdom of the Woods stance. So 7 dice into an exposed Vader. That's too many expertise, methinks. 2 crits, 2 hits. That's probably not going to be enough to get the double shove. So 2 crits, 2 hits. Yeah. Oh no, Vader only blocks 1. Thank goodness for the expose. So we get our 3 down the tree. That's what we wanted for the double shove. So we're probably not going to have to use Elder's Command. So 3 damage, strain, and most importantly, 2 shoves. So we shove Vader back, once. We'll follow up with Logray. Then we'll shove Vader back again. Then we're going to come like this and advance. All right. Ooh, before we do that, should we have... Okay, so this is good. This is good for Logray. The one question I have is, do I want to try and go for a kill right now? Now might be a decent time to try and kill these Dark Troopers. So actually, sorry, before I advance Logray, I think I am going to go for the kill. So I'm going to, because I think now I've just moved, I don't want to move outside range 4 of these Pathfinders. Oh, okay. No, I think I'm still in, so we're fine. So I will pay 1 force. I'm really burning the force, though. That's the thing. I will leave myself a little vulnerable. Pay a force. This guy's going to dash here and shoot a Dark Trooper. And we're hoping to just get 1 success through so that these Dark Troopers are wounded. That one's cocked. 2 hits and a crit. So the crit will get through. Yeah, they block all the hits. 4 blocks. Thank goodness they don't have crit mitigation anymore. So 2 down to 1. Oh, hold up. I was disarmed. Well, that's fine, I guess, because I didn't roll any expertise. 2 down to 1. That is a wound. So we'll get a momentum. And then we'll roll Logre's die. Expertise, so we get a bunch of movement. So, yeah. Let's see, is this guy a threat to contest the objective? Not really. So with all of our movement, we'll move this guy over to here. And then I would have loved the force refresh. I was really hoping for the force refresh. And this guy over here. Okay. So we get that, and then we're going to flip this back and score 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what's the double going to be? Block again. So it's here. So I don't love the Dark Troopers just because I can only flip the double, but I think I have to, right? I think that's the only path I have. If I don't flip the double, I'm in deep doo-doo. I don't think anyone else is really in a great position to do that, so I don't want to chance it. So 1 Dark Trooper can certainly walk over there. What's the other Dark Trooper going to do? Because I don't think I can shove Logre away. I guess we try to shove Chewie away. Put some damage into Chewie. Sure. Yeah, okay. Dark Troopers are going to wake up. I don't like it. These millimeters. Sometimes these games come down to these tiny measurements. And I was actually pretty confident about that one. So, again, my perception is off. But that was like a hair of a millimeter. So, we're going to start with this guy shooting Chewie. I will get my dice fixing on this, which is good. I probably forgot the dice fixing when the ISF went last time, but I think they weren't really rolling enough hits anyway. So that guy was shooting Chewie, turn this into a hit, and we're looking at 4 hits, 6 hits. That's pretty good. So Chewie, he does get base 5, then he gives himself cover 1, then he is getting 1 from Logre, and he's going to add another expertise. So he adds another expertise, which is going to, there were no crits to turn off, so we're only blocking 3 and getting a heal. So 3 get through. This time we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, let's do 4 damage with a pin. Chewie will heal the pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a jump. This guy will jump up to here. Then the other guy, so I didn't go for the double shove because this guy's going to see if he can get the double shove. So he's going to shoot Chewie. That is 5 fails and a single crit. So with Hask, that'll be a single hit and a single crit. Chewie will see what he can do. Add an expertise. I'll be able to turn off that crit, block everything, and heal 1. And Chewie is actually, you know what I should be doing here? I should heal, I'll heal a damage off R2, because those guys are a bit squishier. So that's good, and then the Dark Troopers will take a move action. That guy's pretty happy where he is. This guy's going to come up here. You know what? What we're going to do, we're going to retreat a little bit on that move action, just so we're outside of expose range. That'll make us harder to knock away. Okay. So there we go. Because I was hoping if I could shove Chewie away, then that makes this objective a lot more takeable next activation. 2 points. There's still a 66% chance that the rebels just win it here. Fail. They do. So it goes up here. No matter what happens, they're going to score 3. We can take a look. What would it have been? Would have been Leia. Yeah, she would have had some plays probably. Oh, well. Even if it wasn't the double, all I had to do was a couple damage to Storm Sergeant, get the momentum, and that would have been it. So, good game, good game. Could Could have been very different if the measurement had made it through here. Big play by the Rebel Pathfinders into the Dark Troopers in that first struggle, getting the shove and allowing me to score 5 points. That was huge. Yeah, two measurements that were just a little short on range that hurt the Empire. This one here, and then Hask not being able to get to the middle, scoring only 2. That was rough. As far as MVP, Steadfast was pretty important, and they had a big first turn. So I'm actually, do I say R2 and 3PO are MVP of this game? They went first and then never again, basically. Not first, they went second. Who else would it be? I don't know. Let's do it. Maybe Pathfinders or Lawgrave. But let's say R2 and 3PO are the MVP of this game because, as I say, the Chads of the Rebellion. Now, full disclosure, I did play another game with this exact matchup, but on first contact, trying to show off these squads. It was just a really, really long game, and I was dreading editing it, so I didn't. But in that game, the Empire came out ahead. A long attrition-y game where they removed a whole bunch of Rebel units and eventually won. So now they're even. This Empire list is still very good. Hask is still fine. I'd probably switch him out with Death Trooper Escort, though, just for a little bit more dynamic turns, but this is still a perfectly usable Empire list. Iden hasn't been nerfed into the ground, or Inferno Squad hasn't been nerfed into the ground, I should say. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time.